Okay, tell us how this is. Tell us first of all how the Robin Hood Foundation got involved in tonight's event.
So we're New Yorkers. We're the largest poverty-fighting organization in New York City. And when the storm hit, it hit poor people hard. And we immediately had boots on the ground in the poorest neighborhoods of New York City and the hardest-hit areas of New York City. But then we realized the storm didn't just hit New York City. It didn't know arbitrary geographical boundaries. So we had boots on the ground in New Jersey and in Long Island and in Connecticut. And we've been out there from day one, making sure that people had food, making sure that people had shelter, making sure that people had the opportunities to get the counseling they need, whether it's to help them get government benefits or whatever else it is that they need in this time of incredible need. And you have done an incredible job of making sure that people know what's going on. Thank you for all that you've been doing on the radio.
Thank you, but that's not necessary. But so the question people had from this is, and I want them to understand from you how this will be done, is the money tonight and you know, to get these people together and the work that the Garden's done and all the different entities have done, Clear Channel, everybody else who have done to get this, you know, world-class event staged tonight. It's going to raise, it already has raised an enormous amount of money. It has a chance to raise an incredible amount of money. The question is, the money, how will it be divided among the areas, and will it reach the average person who may have had his home wiped out or is still in a shelter or is living on a rental stipend from FEMA? How about that situation?
So, Mike, we're going to get the money out over the course of days and weeks and months, not years.
That quickly? Okay.
Our goal is to get this money out as quickly as possible. Before the concert happened, we had raised $15 million for our relief fund. Right. We've already pumped out $14.8 million to more than 100 of the best organizations in New Jersey, New York City, Long Island, and Connecticut to make sure that people who need help are getting it now.
Great. And how about with this big amount of money you will be handed this evening? Is there a plan as to how it gets divided, or do you just say we go where the need is and we're not worried that much that we send so much to Jersey, so much to, you know, Queens, so much to Long Island? Is there a division that is done geographically, or is it just based on need?
It's based on need, and if you look at where the storm hit, roughly 40% of the hardest hit communities and people are in New Jersey, and then New York City had roughly a similar amount, and Long Island and Connecticut a little bit less in terms of population, but there's still great needs there. So I think that's roughly how the money will be distributed, but we want to find where there's great need and great opportunity for us to do good.
How do you when you say boots to the ground, do you send people in to see what is needed in each area that has been hard hit, or do you go deal with the politicians, deal with the community offices, or do you go out and look for yourself and make your own decisions?
Both. We're not going to ever give money to an organization unless we're able to look people in the eye and make sure that the organization is worthy. We want to make sure that the organization is strong. This is not a time to waste money. This is a time to help people.
That's a very good point. And has the devastation been more than you expected? I mean, have the people who have gone and surveyed the areas, were they surprised at the amount of damage?
Mike, you've seen it with your own eyes. I've been on the Jersey Shore. I've been in the Rockaways. I've been in Staten Island. I've been in Red Hook, Brooklyn. It's like a bomb went off, right? And
yes.
For some of your listeners who haven't been out in those areas, it's hard to imagine the extraordinary devastation. 600,000 homes in our area were damaged or destroyed. 500,000 businesses in our area were damaged or destroyed. This is going to take us a long, long time to rebuild.
You know, you guys, we're talking with David Saltzman, who's the executive director of the Robin Hood Foundation. I heard people say that they wanted you guys involved because of your reputation. You guys have an impeccable reputation for getting the money to where it belongs, not, making sure the money gets hold to the right places. So your reputation precedes you on this.
You're nice to say that.
Well, that's
Thank you.
that's what the leaders who were involved in this event said to me. So I mean that your reputation does clearly precede you there. With that being the case, and looking at this kind of event this evening and the magnitude of this event, I mean, are your expectations large for this evening? What are you expecting?
Well, first of all, thanks to the generosity of our sponsors, Chase and GE, Samsung, State Farm, and others, every single penny that we raised from ticket sales and from donations tonight will go out to help the best organizations helping people rebuild their lives. Every single penny. There's not an ounce of fat there.
That's terrific.
And I think that really makes a huge difference.
It does. So
we knew that everybody who wanted to come see this concert couldn't possibly fit in Madison Square Garden. Every single artist who's performing tonight has sold out Madison Square Garden multiple times. So we decided that we would distribute this through as many television stations, radio stations, and around the Internet as possible. So in the U.S., there are 37 different television networks who are showing this concert tonight, hundreds of radio stations, terrestrial and satellite, and it's streaming all over the Internet, and it's being broadcast in North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Europe, and Australia. And our hope is that good people from all over the world come together and form a community of caring.